Can you tell me something? What is common between Amitabh Bachchan, Nandan Nilekani, Amir Khan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and many other celebrities? Or what is common between makeup sites, Scoop Whoop, Your Story, and many other platforms like that? Well, the most immediate thing that comes to the mind is obviously the change maker status that all these websites and these personal and these individual celebrities have. But there's one more thing that is common between all of them, is that all of them, as persons or as in organizations, they share their thoughts through blogging. So today we're going to talk to you about blogging. How is blogging important, and how has blogging actually evolved over the years and come to this place? In 1994, the first blog was written by Mr. Justin Hall, who was a student in Swarthmore University in college in Pennsylvania, and what he wrote was an online diary in 1994. In 1997, it was Mr. John Barger who renamed online diary to a weblog, which means logging your comments on the weblog. In 1999, it was Mr. Peter Merholz who actually coined the term blog, much to our ease of communicating, who would keep on saying online diary or weblog. So this guy, he said that let it be called blog. Okay. Now in 2002, a very interesting incident happened. A certain Miss Heather Armstrong, who was working in a .com startup, she used to maintain her blog, and she would her blog was called Deuce, some sort of a slang for dude. So she would call it DOOCE, Deuce. And on that blog post, she would put her everyday events at the workplace. If she's not happy with the boss, she would tell that on the blog. If she's not happy with the workplace timings, she would say that on the blog. Soon, the company also came to know that she's writing some satirical comments or some things that are negative about the company on her blog post, and she was fired for it. Boom comes the term deuced. So if you are fired from the workplace because you have written something against the workplace on your blog, it is now called deuced. But at that time, in 2002, this small incident, which seems seemingly small, just one employee getting fired, it actually caused a lot of stir in the online world. There were discussions, there were problems, there were discussions, and a lot of people quarreled with each other on how she should have been treated post the blog. However, all this mayhem, this chaos, gave a lot of prominence to the term blog. This culminated in 2004 when Merriam-Webster, the famous dictionary that we often refer to after Oxford Dictionary, it called blog as the word of the year. Now, when it was called the word of the year and all these incidents had already happened, we would see a lot of blogging sites prop up. Some blogging sites that are prominent are WordPress, Blogger, Drupal, SharePoint, and Tumblr. So these websites are very common now, and they all took birth in the early 2000s when the term blog was actually gaining a lot of prominence. Today there are almost 504 million blogs as on 2018, but the start was not so great. So if you go back to 1999, there were only 23 blogs all over the world. Only 23 blogs. In 2006, there were almost 50 million blogs all over the net, which increased to 152 million, thrice that number, in 2010. In 2018, as per Statista.com, we have 504 million blogs and 104 million individual bloggers all over the world. Well, that's a huge number. Today, an average user spends almost 20 seconds to 37 seconds on a blog. That's the attention span that we have. The people who are writing those blogs are generally 50% male, 50% female. It's a very evenly distributed community of bloggers, of content creators I'm talking about. Bloggers are also used to write almost the average number of words per blog post earlier in 2004 was almost 800 words per blog. Today, if you are writing a blog or if you're planning to write a blog, it should be 1150 words, 1150 words per blog post. So the blogging community, the blogging as a subject, as a content for your individual marketing, personal branding, or for a business branding has actually evolved since 1994. If you are a business owner or if you are an aspirant who is in the field of fintech, IT, electronics, news, fashion, economy, or travel, this is a very important video for you. Now, we all come across a lot of content online in these domains, and since there's a lot of content online, there's a lot of clutter. Every user or every online participant finds it very tough to understand and read and comprehend which is the right content for that person. Here comes the importance of blogs. Now, why does anyone need a blog? Why does a company need a blog, for example? If Coca-Cola launches a new flavor and wants people to know about it, one option is obviously a social media post, which will help it reach out to many people. Next would be a TV ad, could be a radio jingle or things like that. But if people are still wondering why I should drink that new flavor of Coca-Cola or Pepsi, and why not stick to the older ones, that's where the blog comes in the middle. Your radio jingle will be a few seconds long. Your social media post will be a few characters long. But your blog will be a long form content which will help you explain why this flavor has been thought about, how this flavor has been made, and why it should be used by you, and why it should be so trendy, right? Now, a blog in essence helps you keep your users updated about your products or your general updates about your company. Next, the use of blogs will be to drive traffic to your website. When you have long tail keywords, so when people search for anything online, they use either some phrases or they use some long questions. How do I make a blog? It's a long tail keyword. Blogging strategy is a shorter keyword, right? So when people are searching for these long tail keywords, these blog posts help you understand and help people also search for your blogs. That's how you get the website traffic. Next, if you have written many posts or if you have some case studies on your website, internal linking is enabled through a blog. You are talking about a subject, and you know that you are talking about if you are running a company blog and you are running coming through with a subject, and you know that you have done some good work in that domain, you can put that blog post, internal linking blog post, in that middle of the post and keep on writing the article. So it's a very smart way of keeping the person engaged on your website, on different pages of your website. Internal linking, that helps you. Next, through the comment section in the blog section, when you write a blog, there's always a comment section that is left behind. That's where a customer can leave the feedback on a blog. That enables a two-way communication between you and between the company and the user, which is very important in today's world. Today's world has been democratized through social media and through these open source platforms, and customer feedback is the most important component for you to improve your own services and also help answer any queries. Next, obviously, when people come to your blog, you can always ask them to put in a comment or a like, or even enter their email IDs. This helps you build an opt-in email database, which will help you talk to them through their emails on the product features that have been launched or new updates that have been launched by your company. Now, there was a survey that was done by HubSpot. HubSpot is a very big global organization that does a lot of content marketing, inbound marketing campaigns, and it releases a lot of books as well on the same. So it had done a research, and in research it told it surveyed a few marketers, a few business owners, and this is what it came out with. The findings were as such: 52% of the business owners that they surveyed, they said that blogging is the most important marketing tactic for my company. After blogging, 40% of the company owners said that email and social media are very important. 40%. 35% said that ebooks, events, physical events, and webinars, they form an important part of my marketing strategy. And only 30%, this number might increase, only 30% as of now say that videos are an important part of my marketing strategy. Videos will improve in the years to come, but blogging is still on the minds of people to raise awareness about their marketing strategy, to raise awareness about their products, to gel well with the online community, and to make a mark, and to create and to break the clutter and get inside the customer's head. So blogging is very much on the cards. Now there are new forms of content that are coming up, that is in the form of vlogs, videos, podcasts, but blogging is still ruling the roost. If you are planning to do company blogging, business blogging, there are some niches that you can take into account. People are generally looking for expert advice. Expert advice, by expert advice I mean that if you are a fintech company, then your advice is important for people to understand those fintech keywords or those fintech concepts. So expert advice. Next is do-it-yourself tips. Many companies will also value your blogs on do-it-yourself tips. There are some companies that will also weigh you higher when you give them tips and tricks. For example, Gtricks is one such company which has been blogging for a long time, and they just tell you that how you can solve a possible Google query through this tip and trick. And that tip and trick is accessed by people to solve a Google query, for example, or a Microsoft query, and the website traffic increases. This is the sticky point of it. Now, if you're a business owner and you are trying to put your blogging strategy in place for your company, there are a few things you should keep in mind. First of all, each blog post that you put out will involve an effort of almost 4 hours on the blog post creator. Almost 4 hours. At least 4 hours, or maybe up to 6 hours. So it's almost half a day thing to be done when it's well thought out and it's original content. Next, you have to understand that now the blogging scenario has been changing, evolving over time. We've talked about the history of blogging. Now, when you put a blog post out, you have to have at least 1150 words in that blog post, along with the keywords that you had planned through the Google search trends and keyword planner and all. So you need to have almost 1150 words in that blog post. Apart from that, there's one more stat that you need to know, and that is that if you are doing blogging and if you want to be serious about blogging and get the ROI in the form of leads or traffic to your website, you should have at least 16 blog posts going out from your company platform every month. It has been seen that when companies have put out 0 to 4 blog posts in a month, they would have seen X number of leads, for example. And when the same sector company, but some other company in the same sector that puts out posts more than 16 blog posts in a month, they see almost 4.5 times the number of leads.